want to go across now to Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiren Rijiju. He's joining us on the newsroom this evening. Mr. Rijiju, there have been conflicting reports emerging from Myanmar about the junta being upset with the manner in which the BJP government tom-tommed the last joint operation which happened on Myanmari soil. What can you tell our viewers about how upset Myanmar is and whether at this time they are still cooperating with us for joint operations along the Indo-Myanmarese border, sir?
See, Rahul, first of all, we normally don't discuss about the operation in details in public, and yes, whatever the government has taken steps, it was taken in the best interest of the nation. And some of the issues and some of the points which were blown out of proportion because of the statements coming from here and there, and some of the pictures published by some of the media houses and all, it may have its own impact adversely or positively. I will not comment on that. But as far as our working system in relation with Myanmar is concerned, it is perfectly all right, and it's very smoothly going on, and it's not advisable also to really describe about another friendly countries behavior and their attitude in public domain, because right now we are facing a huge challenge in Northeast to deal with the various militant group. I'm particularly looking into the matter. So from my side also, if I discuss too much about the strategies and our operational all these methods and all, it may not help in building a conducive atmosphere. Okay. But I can tell you that we are working effectively, and we are committed to secure peace and tranquility in Northeastern region.
Now you come from the Northeast and are seen as the face of the Northeast in Delhi. There have been multiple reports, Minister, about how China is helping different insurgent groups come together under one umbrella. It's called the United Liberation Front for Western Southeast Asia. Now, how much of a concern is this coming together of these insurgent outfits in the Northeast, and how much of a Chinese link do you see, Minister?
Yes, various groups have come together and they have formed a group to push forward their agenda. But we are very committed to our national security, and we are capable of dealing with any eventuality. Regarding the external role, the ISI's active participation and creating Northeast as one of their hub to play forward their design. These are very well known in even in the media circle also. But other than that, I would rather not pass any comment at this stage, because since we are taking certain steps to deal with the emerging situation, so pointing at some of the external agencies or some other third countries, I would rather prefer to avoid at this point of time.
I understand the sensitivities involved, and we don't want you to transgress your brief either. We are playing out, Minister, these images of a group, a terror group, which has been accessed by India today, where police personnel have been captured. There's an extortion attempt taking place, and these police personnel can be seen on camera. Clearly, as a consequence of the efforts being made by the Modi government, the insurgent outfits are feeling rattled. Now, you come from the Northeast yourself. You understand that the people over there, the locals too, are worried, because you've got the government going after the insurgents. The insurgents are more active than ever before. What's your message to people who for the last several years have seen relative uneasy, quiet and calm, but suddenly feel that the whole area is alive?
See, let me be very candid here, that in past few years, what we have seen in Northeast is that there were so many talks going on with the militant groups. There were so many suspension of operations being come into a ground with various other groups. So likewise, there was a lull. There was a complete. You can say that nothing much was happening on the ground. When we came to power, there was lots of expectation from our government. We really want to bring certain solutions on the ground. So when you strive for solutions, the activities are bound to happen. And in the beginning stage, when I went to Northeast after taking over as the Minister of State in Home Affairs, I have made an appeal that those who have deviated from the mainstream, please come back. We are ready to embrace you, provide all necessary facilities, and then to take care of your life in the mainstream, we are ready to lay various programs and schemes. And at the same time, I also said that those who are not abjuring the violence, then they have to face the actions of the security forces. We cannot be seen to be too soft in dealing with the terror.
But what we've seen, only is the second option being practiced, because the ceasefires that were in place are no longer effective. We've actually seen a huge escalation in violence and insurgent activity since your government came to power, sir.
That is one side of the story.
Yes.
There is the other side of the story. There are many surrenders, there are many understandings which are not being widely reported. There are positive as well as there are negative stories. Our effort is very clear. And when the Prime Minister went to Northeast, he has categorically appealed to Northeast that development of Northeast is the priority of this NDA government, and economic prosperity is the only way to deal with the problems being faced by the region for last so many 68 years. So while we are laying various schemes on the ground, there are various elements who are there to disrupt the violence, disrupt the peaceful atmosphere in the region. That is why we are facing certain challenges. But I am very confident that in the time to come, we should be able to bring back many people who have deviated from the mainstream back to the mainstream.
Well, that's a big promise. We wait to see whether or not the government can keep that promise. Kiren Rijiju, for joining us on the newsroom with your thoughts. You've accepted that maybe some of the comments that were made here and there, you said, didn't set off the right impression, but you're also saying that there's a need to be careful and calibrated, as you've been during this interview, about what is said in a measured way, instead of getting jingoistic about what the achievements are. Thank you very much, Kiren Rijiju, for joining us on the newsroom. Thank you.